Hey everybody, it's Jen again, and I am back with, I think this is my third layout from the March Click Kit, and I am actually using these two photos that I showed you on the video, my last video that I started to work with and then decided it wasn't going to work for that layout. So I ended up cutting down the one of the fire to a 3x4 size to make it fit a little bit better on the on the page. And I'm continuing my streak of white backgrounds, which is so funny because I am not a white background kind of person. I like pattern paper. So I'm finding it very funny that I did a whole string of videos or layouts of just having white backgrounds, and I kind of think that they all look alike. But they don't. They all look a little bit differently, but in my eyes they all look the same because of the background. So this layout came together pretty quickly because most of it is scraps, and I did get a scrap of that awesome piece of paper that ended up being my favorite, which is that like squiggly line one. That it's just a teeny tiny bit of scrap that I had left, and I made it work here. And then there was an offcut of that pink and like almost ombre to green wood grain, and also that paper that said it was white and it had pink, like very faint pink writing, and it said like "I love you" all over it. So I used it in such a way that you really can't tell what it said, because this isn't really a love you layout. I mean, these are my three best friends, but kind of not like a lovey-dovey layout. So let me tell you a little bit about the photos and the event. So my three best friends, these are the three girls I lived with in college. We lived together from sophomore year all the way through grad school, or when they were in grad school. I went to grad school later, but all three of them live in Connecticut, and I usually end up driving to them when we get together because it just makes sense that I'm the only one that lives up here. So I drive down to them, but we have this awesome thing in Rhode Island and in Providence, and it's called water fire. And I'm pretty sure it was developed by students at RISD or a professor at RISD. I don't really know the full history. But they essentially light these basins. It actually looks like campfires, mini bonfires, and they light them on the river. And these fires, it's probably a good mile and a half stretch of the river that they light it on. And what you're seeing here is actually the basin, which is right downtown. It's right near the Providence Place Mall, and it's a whole circle of these fires, and then they go usually 2 by 2 on either side of the river. There's one on each side, and they go all the length of this mile and a half stretch. And there's a beautiful walk along the river, and it's just a very neat thing. I don't think it's done anywhere else. It's just a Providence thing. I don't know if it's now spread to other places, but Providence is the only place that I know of that has it. And it's called water fire. And they do it from spring through late fall. And they do it it's usually like once or twice a month from it. They're much more concentrated during the summer months when it's warm and people really want to be outside and walking in the evening. But they'll do there's usually like one in April, one in May, two in June, like 3 in July, 3 in August, and then they start tapering off again. So anyway, it's really, really neat, and my friends came up to see it because they'd heard about it, and they had never actually come to see it. So this was done. They came in the fall of 2013, so I think it was like September. So it really wasn't cold. While I've been chit-chatting here, I essentially did my whole layout. I used that wood piece that I think it says something in French, I think, and I think I looked it up, and it was like happiness or something of the sort. And then I ended up using one of the flare that had a heart, and this exclusive die cut that said, I think it says laugh often, live well, love much, or something something similar to that. And then I also used the exclusive piece of wood veneer that's that like geometric sectioned heart on top of the doily. So like I said, this layout came together really quickly. I ended up using the letters from Pink Paisley for half of my title, and then I dug into my stash to find thickers for the word fire just because I didn't have enough letters to make that work from the black and white ones. And I am going to journal on this little journaling tag that came in the kit, and it was one of their exclusive die cuts as well. And I just kind of talk about the fact that they came up for the night, and we had dinner at Fire and Ice and then ended up at Waterfire. I do add in a couple of enamel dots in a minute once I'm done with my journaling, and as well as the date, which I will put right above that sticker that I'm putting on now. That's one of those label stickers that I so very much loved in this kit. So there go my enamel dots, and then I will put on the date, and that will finish up my layout. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you learned a little bit of something about Providence and its culture. And I will see you guys probably tomorrow with my last click kit layout. Take care. Bye.